Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It is so wonderful to be back here with you. Well, I gotta say thank you. Thank you to all of you who've been coming out to my new video series. We're having daily horoscopes here at Spirit Channel. And if you haven't seen that, check it out. There's a video for today, for January 28th, right before this one in the queue. And you can get your daily horoscope. I'm now covering all 12 zodiac signs. That's right, so I hope you'll follow along. We're also going to continue with our regular teaching video each day as well. Today, it's Saturday. Now, normally I do Saturday night seance, but because of my travel schedule, I'm not going to be able to do seance today. But I thought at least I could come here and we could continue on our Lemurian Crystal series. For those of you who have been following, this is going to be our class number 3 in our series. And I'm going to put on my front page of my YouTube channel, a class series page, a special video series. So definitely look for that. You can catch up if you haven't seen the other 2 classes. Well, I thought today I'd start with a little reading. I think this is very fascinating because I've been meditating today on the concept of the evolution of humanity, about coming into Earth and about going back at the end of time to Spirit. And this book is called Coming Home to Lemuria, and it's by Charmaine Redwood. And I'm going to just read a passage here that I think is really nice. It's called A Galactic Pulsation. And she writes, "In the very beginning, we are a galactic pulsation, a point of galactic power. In groups, we used creative techniques of combining color, form, and beauty. The galactic power point created a physical body around it. It created everything, including its own physicality. It was a soul choice to bring the light into the 3rd dimension. We brought the light into the physical, and now we are bringing the physical back to the light. This was our choice for our soul's growth. We knew the light, but we didn't know if we could bring the light into density and still be light. And so we traveled through the star systems, gathering great knowledge on our way to Earth." Isn't that amazing? See, I think this really points to what I would call the truth of humanity, the true evolution of the Earth's peoples. The truth is we are all from out there. We're all part of the galactic experience. This is why I believe that working with Lemurian crystals is so very valuable and so very important at this time. There's a belief that when we entered into the physical sense, on some level we lost our connection, at least some of us did, with the light. Now, as many of you know, we're talking about the ridges here on the Lemurian crystal. There's like a ladder ridge here that you can see that runs up and down. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll put a picture up here. These are striations. And these striations are believed to be memory records, records of the ancient people of Lemuria that are encoded in the crystal. And so I believe that when we start from the top of the crystal and we run down the ladder, we can remember our ability from entering from light into dense physical matter. And like this book says, we're now trying to return to the light. So if we go the opposite direction, we go up the ladder, it draws us back, it brings us back to the light that we come from. So I think that Lemurian crystals are a very, very powerful tool for ascension. So when you get a Lemurian crystal, look for its ridges. Now some of them will have it on all sides, some will have it on one side. This one just happens to have it on one side of the crystal. But I can tell you that as I work with these ridges, I do feel an electrical current that comes through them. So as I pass through them, I'm getting brighter and brighter images. So it's a sign to me that I'm ascending into the light. So I encourage you today, as you get your Lemurian crystal, experiment, go down the ridges and see what you get, and then go up the ridges. And as I sit here today, I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm going to move up the ridges. It's interesting because when I touch the first ridge, I'm literally seeing images here of a man planting crystals. These are the seed crystals, I believe. And I'm shown that the ancient Lemurians planted these crystals. And there's a real sense of love. And as I move up the ridges here, I'm getting flashes of light. I see starships that are around the earth, and I see people going back and forth between them. And as I go further up, I'm even getting images here of people themselves that are glowing with light. And it's interesting, I'm seeing even a point where there's a giant ocean, and beings of light are entering into the ocean. Some of them take on human form, and some of them take on forms of dolphins and sea life. And I'm starting to see through these ridges the interconnectedness of all life. And as I go further up the ridges, I'm really getting even greater pulsations of light, so bright and brilliant, yet healing. I get a sense of unity, a sense of wholeness. I could just sit in this light all day. It's so beautiful. And you see, guys, that's just with a few moments of meditation. If I spent a good hour on this, I think I'd get a lot more. But that's the power available in Lemurian crystals. It taps into our very energy system of our body, our very consciousness. And you too can have that. So I encourage you guys, really try to find a Lemurian crystal that talks to you. As I've said before, and it's really true, we don't really actually own these crystals. We're just the entrusted ones. We're the caregivers or the guardians of the crystal, the crystal keepers. So I'm very honored to have this treasure. It's a real treasure for me, this crystal, this giant Lemurian crystal. Isn't that amazing? It's very heavy and very large, but I think it's beautiful, and I'll love it. So I encourage you, as you get your crystals, explore the ladders. Consider the reality of moving down into the physical world and also moving from the physical world back up into the light. That's the secret power of these crystals. They allow us to move between dimensions. I think there's probably even a lot more secrets encoded in these crystals than even we know. And I think in time, as humanity's ability to handle the energy evolves, will be given even more. I believe that the crystals are encoded with a certain degree of protection, like they only let you unlock as much as you're ready for. And I think that was done to protect humanity from abusing the power of the crystals, for they really are sacred. So anyways, there are my thoughts today. I just want to share that with you as we continue our exploration of the Lemurian crystal. And I encourage you, as I said, try to find one. Pop over to rarewiccaspells.com. I believe Lady Angela is selling some of these, and you can get some from her. She'll help you. Well, you guys rock. Thank you for being here. Listen, if you didn't get your horoscope today, see the video right before this, or if you can't find it, just go to my website, robert-hickman.com, and it's posted over there as well. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. I love you. Keep it here at Spiritual. We got more coming. Tomorrow, we'll have our horoscopes for tomorrow as well. And then we're going to have a continuation on our Lemurian Crystal series. You guys rock. We'll see you soon. Blessed be.